I'm going to introduce this film.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
No, wait, can I just...
baby.
I'm going to introduce this one.
Okay.
We're talking about Martin
Killers of the
Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon, starring Leo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, Lily Gladstone, and a huge cast of other amazing actors. That are actually really terrific. I can't because most of them are non-actors or they're tribal actors who I am not familiar with, but did fucking amazingly in this film.
10 nominations.
This got nominated for 10 things: Best Picture, Best Director, Best Supporting Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Cinematography, Best Film Editing, Best Production Design, Costume Design, Original Song, an original score for Robbie Robertson, who's not with us anymore, who died right after the release of this film. And the longest collaborator for Scorsese other than Thomas Schoonmaker.
Wait, it didn't get adapted?
No.
Oh, interesting.
Although, yeah, is that 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Yeah, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about Killers of the Flower Moon. Based on the...
the book...
man, what's the name of the author? Eric Roth and Scorsese, and we heard a rumor about a rewrite, which I'll get into right now.
Dude, I also need to.
Let's just spin around really quick if you want to do rapid fire on ratings.
Yeah. But I was going to say what it's about. The film's about.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So the film's about... It is based on a novel from 19...
David Gran is the author of the book.
David Grant, 1920s?
2017.
What's the book?
1917 was the book.
Oh, wait.
No, when it was released.
Oh, it says here April 18th. No, that can't be right.
Anyways, on the older side, it's essentially tackling the erasing, essentially, of the...
It's a strong, heavy...
dear God, how am I...
Native American.
Osage.
The book came out in
Osage, yeah.
2017.
The book came out 2017. There's another book that it was based on. Anyways, so essentially, yeah, the erasing, the eradication,
The
Yep.
gentrification.
the gentrification, the eradication, the straight up murders of the Osage people in the early 1900s into the 1920s. Essentially, David Graham's book really covers that part of American history, the underbelly of American history, where we see white people seeing the oil money. The Osage were the richest people per capita in the world at that time. And you see people moving to Oklahoma wanting a piece of that, essentially. And the biggest question that this film poses is, was Molly and Ernest's love real, or was he in it for the money? And you can believe both sides to an extent, right? Both sides are true to an extent. But it's humanity at its finest, how we fuck things up, the true evil in a character like Bob De Niro's character, evil incarnate. And it's just a terrific depiction of, again, the underbelly of American history that nobody wants to talk about, which is why we ended up where we're at. And why Native Americans feel like they don't have a place in this country despite the fact that it's theirs. So yeah, it's just a great depiction of that. I think this film, to an extent, hasn't been getting the credit it deserves. And it's not just because it's a Scorsese film. I think this is some of the most special storytelling at a massive scale that we've seen in a while. But let's go around and give ratings.
You want to start off?
Sure. I put this film...
Man, what do I put this film at?
Again, we're talking about the Oscars.
We're talking about cinema.
We're talking about the Oscars, and we're talking about cinema, and just comparatively what it's up against. It's not my favorite of the year, but...
This one?
It's not.
Oppenheimer?
No. We'll get there. It's not my favorite of the year, but it does have a lot to say, and I think cinematically... This is just a key example of how Scorsese, at 84 years old, is still telling amazing stories and still fucking kicking on all cylinders and not getting enough credit for that either, because people are just bitching that his films are too long or that he whatever, that he should be cut by the studios, that his budgets are inflated, whatever you want.
Or is it one of those things that
he's fucking earned it?
Yeah, or is it one of those things that we're just used to it, that it's kind of like, he's going into these realms?
I don't think so. I think he still has originality. But anyways, my whole thing with that is I don't think this is the best film in his filmography, but I think it was an extremely powerful film. I think it's very cinematic, and it's the definition of cinematic as something like this. And for those reasons, I put it at a 9. I think this film's at a 9 for me. I don't think it quite blew my mind. I mean, even Oppenheimer blew my mind a little more than this one, but again, man, I love to see an exploration of the human condition, and part of the exploration of the human condition is the evil in humans, and that people are so afraid to really dig deep into that on multiple, kind of scales. So I'll keep going later, but let's go this way.
I'll probably give it a 9.2.
9.2.
Yeah, man, because
I'm the
I
same.
fell in love with the characters. DiCaprio, De Niro, Gladstone. They each have their own arcs that are amazing. I mean, I think De Niro really came back.
Yeah.
He had kind of lost. He was doing some weird movies, and to come
I
back
feel
with
like I
this type
hadn't
of
seen him
role-
this good since like Silver Linings Playbook.
Yeah, and then when was
Right?
that? Like 13,
10
14?
years, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Then you got DiCaprio. He's getting a lot of hate because he kind of went the dumb route.
I don't dis.
Me neither.
I
It was a
adamantly disagree
character
with that.
There was a good arc to his character.
Everybody just wants to see him play fucking Jordan Belfort, man, and that's not fair. It's really.
And we
not
kind of
fair.
saw that, a different Don't Look Up.
Yeah, you see, I like that, bro. I
It's
like that
different.
Leo's thinking that way. I like that he's taking more risks, and he's like, I don't want to be the hero anymore. I want to be a piece of shit guy who's like,
And I'll be
who
honest.
you want to root for, but he's making it hard to root for him. I mean, I love that Leo's thinking this way right now.
Yeah, and his character was so good that the first 20 minutes I was like, oh, what is it? You never go full. You know what I'm saying? But his character's amazing. Story's amazing. I like the whole history of it, though. Osage.
Osage.
This guy saw something there. Osage. My apologies.
Osage.
No, but I love learning about the history, the roots of those Indians.
Yeah.
And Marty, man, Marty can't do any wrong either.
While we're on you, Gus, I really want to ask. I think Lily Gladstone is a standout. I think she's terrific. I do feel like I have more of a favorite performance than somebody else this year, but I think she should get the recognition, man. I think she's terrific
With what she did, like no, let me rephrase that.
with what she
With
had
what
to work
little,
with.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What little she had.
Yeah. Not just that, man, but it's hard. Look at who she's next to.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
You got to match that fucking energy, right? You got to match that performance. And I think she outshined both veteran actors in this film. I do think she outshined both of them. I mean, maybe Bob De Niro
Yeah, I was gonna say
was
that.
in there, but even, dude, you're going to go to toe-to-toe with Bob De Niro in one of his better roles in the last 20 years? Yo, that's
How long was this movie? 3 hours? 2.5?
3:15, I think. 3 hours 15. Something
It was
like that.
one of the only films that it had me on the edge of my seat all 3 hours.
The pacing was amazing. In this
Amazing.
picture. Amazing in this picture. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
want to. We'll get more into
yeah,
the
yeah.
acting of it, but let's get into
Which is
ratings.
why I'm saying Thelma's gonna get a statue for this.
Another statue, third statue, I think. Is
Would it be her third?
third or fourth?
Oh no, I'd have to look that up.
She won for Wolf of Wall Street, for The Departed, and I think for Raging Bull.
I'll check it right now.
What about for Shark Tale?
She didn't do.
She was close.
Marty
Makes
was
you
in
feel
it.
any better. Leo and De Niro and Scorsese were in Shark Tale.
They
What
were.
was Leo?
Oh, you're right. Will Smith. You're
Will
right.
Smith,
Never mind.
Will
It wasn't
Smith,
Leo.
yeah.
It should have been Leo.
Keep his wife's name.
What?
Keep Leo's name out
Does
your...
is
Fucking
De
ma-
Niro in Shark Tale?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who?
He's the. He is. He's one of the sharks. He's one of the big sharks. He is. De Niro is in Shark Tale, I think.
Yeah, no, De Niro is like the Papa Shark, but
Yeah.
I mean, like, is his brother Lee? I don't think.
No, it's not Leo. No, I was
Yeah, he's
wrong.
messing around with
I was
Leo.
wrong. I
So,
was wrong.
anyways, give me.
That's Marty. Marty is.
I mean, I'd give Shark Tale like an
Go
8.3.
rating.
So no, Thelma's one for Departed, Raging Bull, and Aviator.
Aviator.
So I do think she's getting her fourth statue with this one.
Aviator, they called it.
Yeah, but the film as a whole, give it a 9.3.
Oh, 9.3.
Same.
Nice.
Yeah.
Damn, you guys are all higher than me.
De Niro did amazing. Gladstone
Yeah.
did good. Even Plemons did pretty damn good.
Clemens is pretty good.
You know,
I
who I
forgot.
also really enjoyed was the I don't know if he was an FBI agent or not, but he was kind of like undercover as a Native American as well.
Oh, the dude with the ponytail.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really good.
I really liked
He
him.
did
I
really
couldn't
good.
tell if he was part of the FBI or was just helping him.
He
or-
was. He was undercover.
Yeah.
He was
He was
Okay.
undercover.
So him,
But he
and-
was technically not Osage. Like he's part of
Yeah.
another
Yeah, that's
tribe.
why
that
they
comes
said,
into-
"Oh, he's coming in
Yeah.
from this other tribe,
Yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
looking for family here
Yeah.
from the
By the way, fun fact: we were supposed to talk to Jesse Plemons at the Las Cruces International Film Festival, and when they announced his casting in this film, that's why he bailed.
He had to bail,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
no, but yeah, I thought they did great. I wish Brendan Fraser would have had a little bit more.
That was an interesting role.
No, and
That
then that
fun.
was also
Wow, I
before the
forgot,
whale,
yeah.
right? Or before the whale was
It
like,
was, I think,
Right before the whale.
right before the whale, shooting wise.
yeah.
Yeah.
So very
'cause they
interesting
were-
that like a lot of people were giving, and I forget the
They,
director's
by the
name.
way, people are panning his performance in this.
What?
People thought he went over the top.
Oh my god.
People thought he was
De Niro?
a foghorn leghorn in his performance. Like people are really they're panning his performance.
Actually-
And it's like,
it's
dude,
just-
it's go watch To Kill a Mockingbird. Gregory
Yeah.
Peck. Go watch 12 Angry Men.
There we go.
These courtroom dramas, these are these
Yeah.
like big characters. I mean, they have to put on the show. They're lawyers, you know?
Yeah.
But I
anyways.
am a little upset this didn't get nominated for adapted though.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I mean, it's I mean, maybe because it went in the really
guess
different
that's
direction
true,
of the
Or
book.
yeah.
because it's
It
got
rewrote,
10 fucking
like-
nominations.
No, but like I mean, Barbie got adapted, and the only reason it got adapted is because it's based off a franchise.
Nah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I'm with you. It should, but
Yeah.
maybe it's because of
Maybe
that.
it's that, yeah.
Maybe it's because of
No,
that.
but
Because the
yeah.
original book is way different.
Yeah.
Way different.
No, but for editing, yeah, it's mainly the pacing, the fact that we cover like almost 30-year, no, not that long, maybe
About
like
20 years, about 20.
About 20 years. It
Maybe a
doesn't
little
feel
less
like
than
it.
that.
Anybody I speak to, they don't feel like this film's 3 hours.
Yeah,
which is-
yeah.
It doesn't.
yeah.
Cool. So 9.2,
Three.
9.3, 9.2.
I
9.
think this definitely has the biggest snub
Oh,
for supporting actor,
Actor.
Jack White
Jack White was
playing
fun.
the random
the rando at the end.
Oh my
I wonder.
god!
He's been in another Scorsese film, right?
Yeah,
Which one was it?
I'm trying to think.
Wolf of Wall Street. Maybe?
Just I don't know. I just want to talk
The
to Jack
Irishman.
White. Like, where are you getting these connections and doing these things?
I have a feeling it's because of Robbie Robertson, man.
Well, any hoozles. I'll give this a 9 point. I'll give this a 9.2.
9.2.
9.2. Super solid. I love the twist at the end. I love
That
anytime a film
ending is fucking
can break
amazing.
you away from the story
Yeah.
and put you somewhere else, much like the film that
Can
we
you
just
remind us?
did.
Yeah,
What that ending
hands
is?
down,
Oh,
hands down, my favorite ending of any film.
That right
this
when
year, I mean.
after Lily Gladstone and
Leo.
Meet in the room, and then she asked him like, "What
What
did
did
you
put
What did
in-"
you give me?"
Yeah.
You know. And then after that, he's like, "Oh no, it's just medicine." And then she knows, like, "Okay, you're lying to me."
He actively was giving
Yeah.
me this poison, and then we cut. Well, no, but that's
No,
not
no,
the
yeah, I
impactful
know.
part.
No,
We
no.
cut.
That's what I was going to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we get to the point where then they cut, and then it's a like
Akira
radio.
Kurosawa, Fellini ending.
Yeah, it's,
Oh
it's
my
basically
gosh,
a
it's
radio
so great.
a radio play,
Yeah.
recounting the whole event. And then
That
it's
is pretty
and,
cool.
and it's
Yeah, I do
like
remember. It's got-
years later.
I was thinking the Marty thing.
But oh yeah, well I mean that's where we get up to.
Marty's
it's
never
years later.
taken this kind of a risk, man, and I love it. I love it so much. I love that
No,
he did.
he said like the ending really
The
stuck with
ending
him.
really stuck with me, and
I
then
love
it was
your
just
emotion, bro.
minimalizing. It was like all of us wanting to see this impact. Was she gonna fucking slap him? Is
Yeah,
she gonna
exactly.
leave him?
No,
Is she
and
gonna
the thing
take
is-
the kids? Are we gonna know? We're gonna minimize this story to entertainment of the
Yeah.
time. We're
Because
gonna
they even like mention a sponsor, a
yeah,
random sponsor.
around where the cigarettes, the cigarette
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
Like it was some fucking Tarantino film or something, right? Like this is sponsored by Red Apple cigarettes or whatever.
I remember,
and
yeah.
it's still impactful because they did a number of things, and I'll go very quickly through them. They did a number of things with this ending. They minimized the story in American entertainment. Okay, you're not gonna pay attention to this until I pull out all the bells and whistles.
Right.
This is the only way
Literally.
you'll pay attention. Yeah. This is the only way you will pay attention to this is if I make pretty funny little sounds and get you engaged and get these different voice actors that'll do something for you. And on top of that, the impactful reading of Marty's cameo of he had to be the voice to come out and say,
Exactly.
read the obituary.
By the
And-
way, that was his second or third cameo in the movie.
well, a
Second.
physical cameo. His
I just
voice,
thought
he
that
had
was
voice
fun.
cameos, but I thought it was just extremely powerful to be like, not only is this a commentary on how American people consume important stories, it's an important commentary on you guys don't care. You guys are paying attention to the story only because it's entertaining, not because you care about what happened to this people. I mean, it's just so much wrapped up in that ending
Yeah.
and not just that, the additional cherry on top of an ending where we're going in a circle to pull us out of the film of the Osage crying and wailing
yeah.
and singing, and the heartbeat of the people continuing on and pushing on. It was just so powerful, man. This ending is going to be talked about cinematically for years to come. Mark my words. But it was my favorite ending of any film this year.
Yeah.
Terrific
No,
ending.
and I feel like just the fact that it's bringing a topic. Again, we're talking about so many films this year that are having strong conversations about representation. And this one, I love the way that the big cap was kind of like, as much as you want this to be a fun movie that you go and see and you're really entertained by, this didn't have a positive ending. Lily Gladstone's character died later on. Robert De Niro's character
lived to be fucking old and got out of prison and shit. And then Ernest went and lived with his brother, who was a
in a
murderer.
trailer park. Yeah.
By the way, the only thing this film didn't have that I think people wanted, that this is the difference. I don't think once did this thing say based on the true story, which it was, right? So it didn't need that. That's not what good cinema is. It doesn't have to pander to, this actually happened. It's like, no, motherfucker, this actually happened. Pay attention. We talked about the acting. We talked about the editing. We talked about the cinematography a little bit, because I think they created a film stock just for this film. I mean, and Oppenheimer did the same thing, but just Rodrigo Prieto, I think, is a massive cinematic voice, man.
I mean, one of the big mentions for cinematography, along with trying to create tonality and everything, you're also talking about the challenge of documenting and filming a 3-hour-long film. Any cinematographer who's able to craft these looks where it's not repetitive, it's not overly used. There was plenty of shots that had so much intentionality to show the power struggles and dynamics between the characters. My favorite of all of them being the moment when Ernest is talking to Lily Gladstone's character on the bed and saying, you need to take this medicine, and he's standing up and standing as a strong figure. And in that moment, it's this weird dynamic of she's disadvantaged and she has to depend, as much as she's financially supporting Ernest's character, she also is depending on the white people coming in to be their savior. And I mean, I just felt like, oh my God. Also, the part of the cinematography where we see the fire burning in the background.
Phenomenal.
And, which one?
Picture.
Oh, dude, I love that scene.
Where the yard is burning. King.
So all the FBI agents get into a yard.
Oh,
and then is fire insurance guy, you got some work to do in the morning.
Because it's an insurance scam.
Yeah, exactly.
Even it's like a thing on using the elements for your greed.
Yeah.
It's so powerful, and the figures in the shadow.
Demons and all that kind of stuff.
Man,
these demons burning and everything.
By the way, Rodrigo Prieto said, I heard a podcast with him. He did a 2-hour podcast with Mark Maron. Terrific conversation. He was saying that him and Scorsese were like, let's pick a moment in the film. Let's pick one moment in the film. We're going to have a drastic change in the cinematography. And what ends up happening is they use grain up until the point of where the house of the sister blows up. And then from there, we're not going to use grain. We're going to be as sharp as we possibly can, because we want people to see clear. Now you get to be the judge.
It's taking us out of nostalgia.
Yeah, it's taking us.
Because if you remember at the very beginning, it was almost like this. Hey, here's a tale from the Old West, where they even show pictures of real rich natives from the time.
No. Well, yes, they did, but the footage.
The
footage that they shot on Marty's personal camera that they gifted him, this old Bell and Howe Super 8 camera, crank camera that Marty took from his house, and they actually Panasonic or Kodak, somebody helped them rebuild it so that it can work again, and they actually shot the footage on Scorsese's little camera, little crank camera.
And again, it's like this this moment where it's an old tale from the West, but then once we get to that moment where it's like, oh, now there's real scrutiny. Now there's let's really interrogate the characters and see hey, this now
color shift.
Yeah. Color shift everything. I mean, and again, that was the act break also, right? Because that's when we're starting to get to the point of it's a courtroom drama. Yeah. By the way, the separation for this film, we only have a little time to talk about it.
By the way, I have a theory.
No, this deserves its time.
But the separation for this film, where at first we're doing this interesting recounting of Ernest and Ernest's character getting together with what's the character's name?
Ernest with
the guy that blows up the house?
No, the girl.
Lily Gladstone?
Lily Gladstone character. What's her name?
Pay attention.
No.
The hand crank.
There it is.
That's so great.
just to get that footage, man.
Well, anyway, just to say that the way that they broke it up in 3 individual stories, everything from like the love first starting to the murders, and then at the very end, the courtroom drama. Each of those were their own
the
film.
dissipation of everything.
It was just this wonderful balance. So yeah, definitely for editing, if this gets it, fantastic. I think.
Which ones do you think?
I think
Film
it has
editing?
a strong
I think
shot
it's
for
Best
best
Picture.
picture.
Supporting
and,
Best
actor.
director, sadly, it's not gonna get.
for supporting actress,
It's
actor.
not supporting. It's
Actor.
actress.
actress.
It's a best actress, right? Lily Gladstone has the strongest shot. I
Okay.
think she has the strongest shot.
Hey, you don't think De Niro?
Film
No,
editing.
no, actress.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Actress.
yeah.
I think
Cinematography, I think it has a strong chance,
Yeah.
but I
What would
Barbie.
you put above this for cinematography? I don't know.
Barbie didn't
Poor
get-
Things or Oppenheimer.
Poor Things. Really?
Yeah, super experimental. In the way
Yeah.
it's
artsy,
because-
artsy,
yeah.
artsy.
but yeah,
But intentionality.
yes.
I would put this over that
Dude,
for intentionality.
no.
For
Wrong.
intentionality.
Okay, next film.
We'll talk about Poor Things right now.